as Brent already told you and already gave you the introduction, so I just want to, first of all, thank all of you that for being here and the kind of audience that I'm seeing. Like, they look quite professional, and so I'm here just to share my learnings uh, and what I have done so far, and in the multi-bank group, what I've been doing, especially. And this would going to be the presentation, which will going to tell you about like what I have worked on, and what are the strategies that worked on the web and app side. So I completely welcome any remarks or feedbacks that you guys have, because you guys are already working in different industries and you guys have your own experiences. So I'm just going to share mine on the performance marketing side, as well as on the branding side. So as the topic already tells you like what it is about, so it's the sticky installs, like how can we craft a strategy that can lead to a habit forming app, like if your business have the app, and if your business doesn't have the app, so like why you should have an app. It depends upon the industry as well. I completely agree, because every industry has a different line and different set of functions. So it depends like whether the app will going to fit in your industry or not. So just to tell you about myself, like I have a diverse range of industries experience, because previously like I have worked in the e-commerce and technology side as well. And for with the finance side of the industry, I have worked more than 8 years. And since the time when I started working with the finance industry, so most of the time I have been on the lead generation side. So let's just jump onto the slide. And sorry, yeah, I think it's not working. Yeah, perfect. So we're going to be talking about just more than the downloads. Like, for example, the presentation focus would going to be like how can you craft a strategy, and what is the psychology behind that strategy that users return to daily usage of your app, and why it matters. Absolutely. So like I have made a lot of slides, but I'm just gonna skim through, because as we are short of time, so I'm just gonna go fast. Like if I'm gonna miss out, you can just ask me any question, whether during my presentation or after the presentation. Case study. So I'm gonna talk about Multibank Plus. So what Multibank Plus is, and why our company felt the need to introduce the app in our industry, and the final takeaways. Also, like within the case study, I also mentioned that how can we use the framework that I'm going to talk about in our existing app. So as we know, like the app does hold importance. So there are three biggest, advantages of having an app. Not three, but two, but one of them is a con. So two is like direct communication, because app opens the direct communication channel with your existing users and existing customers, plus increased sales potential. So like if you have well-designed apps, you can improve customer retention and conversion through ease of access. While the development overhead is going to cost you much, because you need to have a separate department who can take care of the app on the technical side. You need to have resources who can work on the app, especially app specialists, app marketing specialists, and app development specialists, and so on. So why habit-forming apps matter? Because first we need to understand that the retention rates. So if we just gonna create an app which does not adopt the habit-forming strategy, so what will gonna happen? That app lose 77% of daily active users within just 3 days without habit strategies. The other, user engagement, apps used weekly have a 90% user retention probability and revenue potential. Like last year, it was recorded that through the apps, businesses generated $935 billion globally in 2024. So I just want to show you some statistics about about the global and UAE app usage and smartphone usage. So what this data is telling you, like, this percentage is out of the population, and this tells you like how many what is the number of hours people spend on the usage of smartphone, and then industry-wise, you can see like uh, what what number of hours does people give on each industry. So if you can see, like, I just made a global and UAE perspective. So you can see, like, globally, there is 79% of the population uses smartphones out of the 8 billion population. Plus in UAE, so it's the 99%. So you can see through the numbers, like, how it is important, especially in the UAE market, like, if your industry requires you to have an app. And especially daily smartphone usage, it tells you like in UAE, people spend 7.5 hours on smartphone, and globally 4.5 hours. While the app usage will tell you like the social media takes the lead on the hours spent globally and UAE both. And while the rest you can see like the number of time and hours they spend industry-wise globally and UAE. So what do we get out of the data that we just saw is that what we are actually fighting with the attention of the customers. So as you could see, like industry-wise, the people were spending 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour per industry. But the problem was that it's not telling you that they are just using one app in that specific industry. There are multiple apps. So we are competing with the attention span, basically, which is why this is the reason why we need to form an app which can create habits, so that you can have a good retention rate on your app, and you can get more and more business out of it. So infinite distractions, as I told you, like that we are competing with the attention span, and because of the shorter attention spans, the average app session length is under 5 minutes. So context over content. So this is what I'm going to talk about in the next slide, which is about the hook model. So why the context is very important when you are required to create a habit-forming app. So I'll talk about this in the next slide. The hook model. So this is the model. It was introduced by Nir Eyal. So he was a speaker, and he is an author of a book, the name of the book is Hooked: How to Build Habit-Forming Products. So this book came into light in 2014, and people, especially the marketers, liked it very much, that how they can influence the consumer behavior and how they can upsell and sell the products through their company. So this model tells you that this is a cycle that starts with trigger, then goes to action, then variable reward, then investment. So I'm gonna explain this in detail in the next slides. So what triggers are external, internal. So let's just go on to the other slide. So step 1. So this is the entry point to habitual behavior. If you're going to follow this model, you would get to create a habit-forming strategy that can retain users on your app. So external triggers. What we need to consider is like external triggers like push notifications, like we all know what push notifications are, ads or app icons that initiate user action. So there is an external trigger and there is internal trigger. Internal trigger is like emotional states like boredom or anxiety that prompt app use. Like for example, about the example I can talk about later, like how have we implemented this model in our Multibank Plus app. So I can give you the example of Talabat, for example. The time when you're hungry and Talabat is giving you the push notification, why don't you order food on our app? And then on the same time, then you click on the ad, then you take an action. So what happens is like This is what it's telling you, that the context is important when you generate or when you create the content. So the key insight, the most powerful triggers are those that align with internal needs exactly, just like the strategy about the context, which I told you that it is important. Simplicity wins. So action. So action tells you that you need to make uh, you, you are not required to make a complex kind of journey. Like, for example, if I am hungry and I want to eat something like fried chicken, so Talabat should be showing me the fried chicken as soon as I click on the ad. So if the company knows the preferences, so what they're gonna do is they're gonna continue my journey and land me on the page which is relevant for me. Variable rewards. So this is the engine of engagement. Like, for example, it tells you like that, like, for example, we all get it, like we all see the reels, and what we see is like that we don't know what is going to come next. So in order to uh, to provoke that curiosity, what we do is like we keep on just changing the reels. And this is what it's telling you, that dopamine levels spike in response to unpredictability, not just the reward. And investment. So investment is like when you start using the app, so what happens is like if it is personalized, and just like when you go to your Amazon app and you see like it shows you the relevant products that you are interested in, and it shows you the relevant kind of categories that it shows you, it builds a trust. And after, when it builds the trust, what happens is like people start coming onto your app. Multibank Plus, yes. So first of all, I need to tell you like why did my company feel the need to introduce the app. So what Multibank Group does is basically, we are a forex trading brokerage. We provide trading platforms to the individuals who can just create an account on our trading platforms and start trading, deposit the money and start trading. So we give the access to the live markets by providing the trading platforms. So what happens is like, what I'll do is like I'm going to share the insights with you about the industry. So since when I joined Multibank in 2021, and what we could see, like there is a lot, like there has been increase in the competition since then. So because now the countries are also promoting it, because they are providing licenses, not like they're providing licenses freely, not like before. Because of the complexity of the product, the countries were not giving licenses freely. So what happens is like because of that, a lot of competitors came into the market, and when then came into the market, we could see like that the market share has been shared. And what happens is like how our business work. So what we do is like as a brokerage, we have an arrangement with the company MetaQuotes. So MetaQuotes is a software company which have two biggest platforms, MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, MT4, MT5, we say it in short. So we have an arrangement. We plug and connect our API, our liquidity providers with those platforms, and then we provide those platforms to the individuals so that they can come and trade on our platform, on the MT4 and MT5 through us. So because of this, what was happening is like the product was not customizable, because we are taking the platform from the third-party source, and it's not customizable easily. So now our chairman felt the need that we should be taking decisions based on that. We should be introducing our product with the name of Multibank Plus, which is an app so that we can empower traders. They can come and trade on our platform rather going on MT4 or MT5. So due to that reason, we introduced this product. And also there is one more thing that I wanted to share you, that when I say that empowering traders, and as a brokerage, what does a brokerage want? They want that their share of income should not be shared, or revenue, or profit. So what was happening is like, still it's happening because we are still in the process that we are promoting our Multi-Bank Plus more and more, because it's just been 1.5 years since we have been working on Multi-Bank Plus. So they wanted like, because every time whenever the sales people make a sale, so they get commission out of it. Because MT4, MT5 are the kind of platforms which is not easy to use. So they need some experts to teach the individuals and customers, like how can you trade. So because of that, like on every converted lead, they used to get commissions out of it. But now what happens is that we introduced our app so that people find it more easier to be onboarded and to open a live account. This was the rationale behind Multi-Bank Plus. So which is why like we have been promoting our product by saying like we are giving 20,000 instruments to trade. So not only Forex market, but we are giving diverse range of markets access. So it's commodities, it's indices, it's Forex and cryptos. So this was the reason, basically, like these were the reasons, which is why we introduced the app. And so as I explained everything about it, what does it have, and how, and we also got a Recognized Excellence Award as well in Qatar Expo. So Multi-Bank Plus strategy. So what did we do with Multi-Bank Plus? So in 2023 October, we launched our Multi-Bank Plus app, and we followed the hook model strategy, and we are still following it, so that we can create a habit-forming app strategy. So first of all, when we introduced the app, what we did that we did focus surveys and behavioral insights that shape development priorities. Then what happened was that UX first design. So we streamlined the layout, intuitive navigation, guided every design iteration. And then hook model integration, which I'll tell you about, like what we did. And the continuous improvement, as continuous improvement is very important since it keeps us updated. So the UX tactics. So when we talk about the UX tactics, that the clear CTAs, absolutely. Like all of these things I'm going to talk about in the hook model implementation. Why clear CTA is important? Because absolutely the content, if they are aligned with context, so which is why then it's a powerful combination. Otherwise, you won't be able to get results out of it. Then positive reinforcement, that what happens is like whenever a trader makes certain amount of profit, so we say like, congratulations, you have done a great job. You managed to get 20x on your investment. These kind of messages, so that we can keep them pumped up, and then they can come in. Then they can come again and again on our app. Personalization, tailor content, as I told you, that the content is very important, and it should be blended with context. Subtle reminders, non-intrusive nudges like smart push notifications help sustain engagement. Now comes the hook model implementation. So on the trigger part, this is the part where we invest heavily. Because this is the part, like for example, we create our media plans, because since we are new in the market, so we don't have a large user base in the Multi-Bank Plus app, and we are still working on the trigger part. So on the trigger part, what we do is like we are focused on the omni channel strategy. So not just one platform that we are working on, we are working on with multiple platforms where we can reach our user effectively. On the action part, so what happens is like trigger, so an action. It's very important because let me tell you like what happens is when you go to our Multibank Plus app, the first thing you would see after downloading the app, the first thing you would see that we were going to ask, if you're a new customer, we were going to ask, what is your email? What is your and what is your email? What is your name? And then set your password in order to open an account. And then when the visitor opens the account and carries forward, so on the next stage we ask, we need your KYC. Upload the documents. Because for the compliance, for the compliance requirement, we are required to ask the KYCs as well. So now what happens is like that if the visitor or the customer does not fill up the KYC form and he just fills up the email and password and he just closed the app. So what do? Now we do is like we provide an incentive. We say like get 20% bonus, sign up and get 20% bonus. Now we are motivating our customers so that they can come again and carry on their KYC. Now after that, when he fills out the KYC and now he doesn't deposit the money, now what happens? So, which I said like the context and content should be aligned. So we cannot give the same kind of content or to the person who has just passed the first stage of filling up the KYC. The person who is in the last stage of the event, which is like he has filled up the KYC but haven't deposited. So what happens is like we say, if you are going to deposit the money within 3 days, you will get $100 in your account. So now we are continuously keep on motivating the customer. And now when he deposits the money but does not trade, now it requires another messaging. Now we say, look, Bitcoin is going low, this is the right time to buy. We are keep on, I'm sorry, I think it's the end of lunch. I'm really sorry. Thank you so much, really appreciate your time.